Christine, and today's video is going to be a corsage DIY. Prom season is coming up, so I thought what a better time to do this DIY for all of you who have prom coming up, or maybe you want to make a corsage for your child who's going to go to prom, or your sister or a friend who's going to prom. I thought that this would be a perfect time to do this DIY. Also, wedding season is coming up. Summer is a big time for weddings. Corsages like this are also great for bridal parties. If you're having a bachelorette party or a bridal shower, you can make a corsage for the bride to wear, just something a little extra special for her. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Everything that I have in front of me is either from eBay or Walmart, but what I really want to stress in this video is that everything that I have you can get for super cheap. In the past, I've made entire corsages out of Dollar Tree products only, and I will put a few pictures of past corsages that I've made. One year I made corsages for my sister and all of her friends. I think it was my sister's sophomore homecoming and none of them had dates, so I made every single one of them a corsage, and I think I spent less than $15 on them. I have another sister who I made her a corsage for her senior prom, and I'll put a few pictures of it here. And then another sister, I made her a corsage for her 8th grade formal. So they're super easy to make. Like I said, all the corsage pictures that I just showed you, I did entirely out of Dollar Tree products, but I'm gonna go ahead and just show you what I have today. And first thing are some Walmart flowers, and these are, I think, 97 cents each. I just got some of these white flowers. These are more for like a filler flower. And then I got some pink roses. I thought these were so pretty. And then everything else is from eBay. If you have time to order from eBay, these products, which I will link them all down below, they take 2 to 3 weeks to come in. But like I said, if you don't have that time, if your prom is tomorrow and you need these things instantly, you can find almost all of this stuff at either Dollar Tree or Walmart. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you, and I'm gonna start off with my favorite thing that I found on eBay, is this glittery bracelet. This was $1, you guys, and this is so pretty. When I was in prom, I think all of my prom, the bracelets that my husband, who was at the time my boyfriend, I think they were always ribbons, but I saw girls with corsages that had a sparkly rhinestone bracelet like this. And so I got one of these off eBay for super cheap. You can also find these at Walmart. I'm positive you can find these at Walmart, but they're not gonna be as inexpensive. But if you can't find a rhinestone bracelet like that, you can find hair ties that look like this. You can really use any hair tie or bracelet to do a corsage, but I personally prefer doing these hair ties because if you have a friend, or if you yourself, or whoever is going to be wearing this corsage, if they have a very small, dainty wrist, you can untie the hair tie and make it tighter so that it will fit their wrist. And so that is why I also got these. And as you can see, again, these are from eBay, but they have a bunch of different really pretty designs and colors, but these you can find anywhere. I'm pretty sure I've even bought some almost exactly like this at Dollar Tree. And then I just have a few flowers. These were just around my house. There's some red roses. And then I got these little tiny roses at Dollar Tree, and they're just some miniature roses. My phone alarm is going off. And they're just these miniature roses. They came in a bunch of different colors, but they come in 9 in a pack. And again, they're super cheap. I think they were less than $2 for all of 9 of these little roses. And then the last thing you're gonna need is a glue gun or super glue to put everything together. This is a super easy DIY. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started and just clear my workspace, zoom you guys in, and show you how to make a corsage. Okay guys, so I'm gonna do a couple different corsages today just to show you some examples, but I'm gonna start off with this glittery corsage. And I think for this one, first thing you wanna do is start off with which roses you want. So I'm gonna start off with some red roses, and I might use 2 red roses, but I'm gonna try to stick with 1, because something that I've noticed with the past corsages that I do is if you use big flowers, it gets to be too big on your wrist. And I'm just gonna quickly show you as an example. That's actually not too bad, but in the past, it gets to be just a little too much on your wrist. It's a little too bulky, and it's harder to walk around with. Then I think I'm gonna just use these little tiny ones as like a filler flower. You can also use ribbon as a filler, but I have a hard time working with the ribbon. I've noticed that it falls off a lot easier with the glue gun than the flowers do, so I've learned to use flowers as a filler. But if ribbon works for you, then you can use ribbon. So I'm just going to carefully place all of the flowers where I want them and glue them on. And something you want to do is, the flowers do have little stems here. You want to make sure that the stems are covered, or it's going to be very obvious that you are using fake flowers. So once you figure out how you want to do it, just go ahead and put a little glue down and just glue them on right where you want them. So there's the first flower. Now I'm going to do the second big rose. And this one I'm just going to hold down in place. So here's what I have so far. And so on this side it looks good, but as you can see on this side, you can see the stems right there. So I'm gonna add a few filler flowers, like these small ones, just to hide the stems. One tip that I do have is to kind of crisscross all of the stems. So if you were to like zoom in and pull back the roses, you would see that I have one stem going this way, one stem going this way, and then one stem going this way. And that makes it a lot easier to hide them. And actually, I think that 1/3 flower is perfect. And so there you go. That is the first corsage. And here, I'll even put it on for you. And there you have it. Like I said, you can use anything you want. You can use any flowers you want. You can use as many or as little flowers as you want. I'm just using 2 different kinds. I personally think it's great to use more than one type or more than one color of flower. It adds a little bit more dimension, but you can do it any way you want. And there you go. That is the first corsage. And now moving on to the next one, since I am using these pink flowers, I think I might use this pink hair tie right here. This lace one is also a really nice one. That's my second favorite. But here is the hair tie. These are stretchy, and so they can go over your waist, over your wrist like this. But again, if you have really dainty wrists, you might need to tie the back. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. Something that I want to make a point of is that this part you want to have on the inside of the wrist, just in case you do need to retie it if a person does have a dainty wrist. These are pretty small, so chances that they'll need to retie it are pretty slim, but just in case, you never know. So I'm gonna go ahead and what I'm actually gonna do, just to make this a little easier, is take all the hair ties off this, except for the one that I'm gonna be using. Just like this, just so it's a little easier to glue the flowers to it, since this is not as stable as the rhinestone bracelet was. So now, since these flowers are on here, what I'm going to do is just pick them off. You don't need to cut them, you just need to pull them off. It makes it super easy, and I'm just, again, gonna start off. I might even just use 1 big flower this time, and then use 2 small flowers. Okay guys, so it was looking kind of bright and you couldn't really see the colors, so I did turn off one of my lights. But here we go. I'm going to use 1 pink rose, and then I think I'm gonna use 2 of these little ones. And I think these little ones even go better with the pink rose than they did the red one. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off by putting the big one down. The reason I put the big one down again is because the little ones kind of work as filler flowers, and so that you can cover up those stems. And so here, look, this is a perfect way, a perfect angle. You can see the stem, how it shows. You want to cover that with all of the flowers. So I'm just gonna let this dry. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put another little dab of glue And put a little tiny rose right there. I might even need 3 of these little roses. I'm gonna add a second little rose. And actually, maybe not. I think this will be perfect. Ooh, I think I almost like this one better than the red one. The red one is definitely like, kind of has like a classy and sophisticated vibe to it. Whereas this is a lot more simplistic and girly. And so you can really, you know, customize them to how you want them. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you what this looks like on. Ooh, the glue is still drying a little bit. Make sure if you have any strings of hot glue that you pull those off. And there you go. You have another little corsage. Right now, 3 seems to be the lucky number. I've only needed 3 flowers on each of my corsages in order to cover everything up. But like I said, and like you saw at the beginning of the video, in the past, it's taken a lot more. It might just take some practice for some people, because I think it's definitely taken some practice for me to learn how to cover up the middle section so that it doesn't look too crazy. So next I'm going to use this lace one, this lace hair tie, and I'm going to do use these white filler flowers, because I think with like actual real corsages, you're more likely to see like 1 or 2 roses, and then you'll see some ribbon to fill in the corsage, or you'll see like white flowers. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these white ones and just pull them off. So as you can see, I was able to pull a big chunk off the big thing, but you can also pull each individual flower off. So I'm gonna pull a few of the individual flowers off, and I'm gonna use those for the filler flower this time. And actually, ooh, I didn't notice this until just now, but if you see, these are different. The flower on top of each of the big clusters of flowers is actually like more like a true flower. So I'm gonna actually go ahead, take out the big thing again, and just pull those top flowers, because those are going to work better. So as you can see, we've got a few of those now. I've got 3 of these little top flowers. I'm going to use this, and then I might use another little pink flower. We'll just see how it comes out. I'm really basing how many flowers I use based off how well we can cover the center. So again, I'm going to start off with a pink rose. And I actually put a big glob of glue this time. So what I think I'm gonna do is take a little mini rose this time, put it right next to the pink rose. So here's what I have so far. As you can see, if you look here, you can see where the center is, and right there is where I'm going to try to fit at least 2 of the little white flowers. So I just put another glob of glue down. I don't know how well you can see. I'm just gonna put one here and fit one under it. That's perfect. So then right there you get a little bit more dimension. I could even fit like a 3rd one right here. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Is if you wanna fit like more flowers, one trick is to make sure you lift up the petals of the roses, because the petals of the roses do branch out a bit. And there we go. So we have 3 little white flowers here, a little rose and a big rose, and it does definitely add some dimension. I think that this white flower actually looks really nice with the white lace. It kind of balances it all out. So there we go, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like on. There, I think that's really nice because it gives a lot of dimension. So I'm gonna put on both of the other corsages just so you can kind of get an idea of how they all look. Here are all the corsages. You can make them any way you want to kind of go with the style of your dress. I think mine personally, this one with the rhinestones looks more like sophisticated. This one with the floral looks like girly and fun. And then this one with the lace looks super classy. This one I feel looks like the most bridal, probably because of the white lace, but that is it. There's all 3 corsages, and yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this DIY. Just remember that, you know, even if you are my age, I'm 24, corsages aren't just for school dances. You could use them for weddings, bridal parties, bachelorette parties, baby showers. I didn't mention baby shower at the beginning, but if you have a mother-to-be, you could make a corsage for her to wear at her baby shower, and it's just a lot of fun. It adds a little extra flair, a little extra accessory, no matter what the occasion is. So I hope you enjoyed this DIY, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.